Hello, my name is Nicola Miller and I'll be giving a short presentation on the human nutrition and the digestive system. I will start by explaining the structures and the functions of the digestive system. I will then follow on to explain the process of the mechanical and chemical digestion, including the optimum conditions for the enzymes involved, and I will finally give an explanation of the constituent food groups of a balanced diet and provide examples of their sources. The structures and functions of the digestive system. The human digestive system consists primarily of the digestive tract, which is a series of structures and organs in which food and liquids pass through the process that enables them to be absorbed into the bloodstream. The digestive system also consists of structures through which waste pass in the process of elimination and other organs that generate the liquids needed for the digestive process to take place. The gastrointestinal tract. The digestive tract begins at the lips and ends at the anus. This consists of the mouth with its teeth and tongue, the throat, the esophagus, the stomach, the small intestine, the large intestine, the ascending colon, the transverse colon, and the descending colon, which then terminates in the rectum. Glands contributing to the digestive juices include the salivary glands, the gastric glands in the stomach lining, the pancreas, and the liver, as well as the gallbladder and bile ducts. All of these organs and glands contribute to the physical and chemical breaking down of the ingested food and to the eventual elimination of waste. The structures and functions are described over the next few slides. The mouth. Little digestion of food actually takes place in the mouth. However, through the process of mastication or chewing, food is prepared in the mouth for transport through the digestive tract. Mastication is not essential for adequate digestion, as chewing does not aid digestion, but helps by reducing the food into smaller particles and mixing it with the saliva secreted by the salivary glands. This enables the food to move through the digestive tract much easier. The saliva lubricates and moistens dry food, while chewing distributes the saliva throughout the food mass. The tongue then helps to form the chewed food into a bolus that is then pushed down through the esophagus with a swallowing action. The pharynx and the esophagus. The pharynx or throat is a passageway from the mouth to the esophagus and larynx. The throat permits the passage of the swallowed solids and liquids to the esophagus. The first stage of swallowing consists of the passing of the bolus into the throat. As the bolus is forced into the throat, the muscles contract, moving the bolus further through down the esophagus and towards the stomach. The esophagus, which passes food from the throat to the stomach, is about 25 centimetres in length, and width varies from 1.5 to 2 centimetres. The esophagus lies behind the trachea and the heart and in front of the spinal column. It passes through the diaphragm before entering the stomach. Semi-solids and liquids slide down through the esophagus aided by gravity, while solids are pushed through paralystic waves and create a pressure gradient and sweeps the bolus ahead of it. Transport of material through the esophagus takes approximately 10 seconds. The liver and gallbladder. These two organs do not directly contribute to digestion, but do however contain and store vital elements from broken down food. The liver contains water, salts, cholesterol, and bilirubin, which pass through the gallbladder and stored to aid the breakdown of fats. The stomach. The stomach receives ingested food and liquids from the esophagus and retains them for grinding and mixing with gastric juices so that the food particles are smaller and more soluble. These juices are made up of water, hydrochloric acid, minerals, salts, and enzymes. The main function of the stomach is to commence the digestion of carbohydrates and proteins. The stomach has 3 layers of muscles to aid churning of the bolus thoroughly until it turns into a liquid called chyme. The stomach will then discharge the chyme into a small intestine periodically as the physical and chemical process is completed and the chyme is considered ready for the next stage of digestion. The small and large intestine. The small intestine is a long, winding organ where the majority of the nutrient absorption takes place. On average, the small intestine is around 2.5 to 7 metres in length and is broken down into 3 sections: the duodenum, the jejunum, and the ileum. Ducts from the liver, gallbladder and the pancreas enter the duodenum to provide juices that neutralise acids coming from the stomach and help digest proteins, carbohydrates and fats. This mixture of food and fluids then moves to the jejunum, where food gets broken down into essential elements like carbohydrates, fats, proteins and other nutrients. Finally, the food moves into the ileum, where lots of nutrients and water absorbed into the bloodstream. Food and digestive fluids that aren't absorbed keep moving into the large intestine. The large intestine is around 1.5 metres in length and extends from the small intestine to the anus. The major function of the large intestine is to dry out indigestible food residue by absorbing the water and ejecting those residues from the body as feces. This water is then absorbed into the bloodstream and the residues move into the rectum. Chemical and mechanical digestion. In order for the digestive system to function properly, the food must first be broken down into small, more manageable molecules. This is done by the process of mechanical and chemical digestion. Chemical digestion is a process of breaking down food into components such as carbohydrates, sugar, fats and proteins into smaller molecules that can then be absorbed into the body. Chemical digestion begins at the mouth, where the brain activates the salivary glands, releasing saliva into the mouth. The saliva containing digestive enzymes such as lipase then breaks down the fats as well as the amylase that breaks down the carbohydrates and sugars. Once the molecules have reached the stomach, more digestive enzymes are released to further break down and digest the food. Gastric lipase breaks down the triglycerides, whilst pepsins break down the proteins. One of the major sites for chemical digestion is the small intestine. This is where the nutrients are absorbed by the amino acids, glucose and peptides. Mechanical digestion starts in the mouth, whereby the teeth grind the food into small pieces known as mastication. This increases the surface area by making the food more manageable. The tongue aids mechanical digestion by mixing up the food with saliva and creating the bolus for readiness for swallowing. This is then passed down the esophagus into the stomach, where it is churned with digestive juices and broken down further to create chyme. Enzymes. The digestive enzymes are proteins which aid the digestion process. These enzymes are secreted from the salivary gland and cells that align the pancreas, stomach and small intestine. Enzymes such as amylase, lipase and proteins act as a catalyst to accelerate the chemical reactions needed to break the complex molecules and aid absorption. Pepsin is the main enzyme used in digestion and is secreted into the stomach. This is responsible for breaking down the proteins into peptides or smaller groups of amino acids. These are then absorbed throughout the intestines into the bloodstream. These are then used throughout the body to aid the growth and repair of cells. Amylase is also produced by the salivary glands and pancreas. Salivary amylase is used in the mouth during mastication to break down starches before swallowing. Pancreatic amylase continues the process of breaking down the starch into maltose, which is then absorbed into the small intestine, providing the body with energy. Each enzyme has an active site, where the unique shape of each enzyme works with a specific substrate molecule, activating it to start the process. Once it has been completed, the products will then be used by the body or stored until needed. This then leaves the active site clear for the next chemical reaction. Enzymes have an optimum temperature that enables them to work, which is the same as the human body, it's around 37 degrees. If the temperature rises, the enzymes will break down, and the temperature is too low, they decrease the productivity of the enzyme. The pH scale ranges from 1 to 14, with 7 being neutral. Anything above 7 is considered an alkaline, and anything below the number is acidic. The pH scale for specific enzymes depends on what location they're at in the body. Pepsin is efficient at a pH of 1.5 to 1.6, whereas pancreatic amylase is most efficient at a neutral pH of 7. Food groups of a balanced diet. There are many factors that can affect a person's choice when it comes to a balanced diet, such as religion, economic circumstances and environmental factors. But as a balanced diet is crucial for the human body to obtain the key nutrients, fibres and vitamins that it requires on a daily basis for energy, growth and repair. The recommended daily intake for females is around 2,000 calories per day and a male is 2,500 calories per day. These calories, nutrients and vitamins can be obtained by eating the following 5 food groups: fruits and vegetables, carbohydrates, proteins, dairy and fats. All the food groups are vital in keeping the body healthy and functioning as it should. Fruit and veg provides the body with vitamins, nutrients and fibre it needs to support the immune system, keeping our gut healthy and aid digesting. It is recommended we try to have 5 portions of fruit and veg a day. Carbohydrates such as potatoes and bread make up around a third of your diet, and these provide the body with energy and strength as well as increasing concentration levels. Dairy products such as milk and cheese are fantastic sources of calcium, which helps to keep our bones and teeth strong and healthy and provides the body with other vitamins and nutrients needed. Protein is found in meat and fish products and provides the strength to repair the muscles in the body. It also helps to support the immune system. Unsaturated fats, such as seeds, nuts and olive oils, are needed by the body to aid absorption of vitamins A, D, E and K. Thank you very much for watching.